Right, Manchester Marathon journey. Where are we at? Now, I haven't done a YouTube video in a couple of weeks, mainly because after the High Rocks in Katowice, I was on a bit of a come down from a high. Obviously, podiuming, getting a flag, which is quite big in High Rocks, new PB in the men's pro, World Championship qualification, all those things. Came home and I had a bit of a low. Training became a chore, became hard. And to be honest, I just think I needed a bit of time to think, to stop and think about where I'm going, what I'm doing with the marathon coming up, all that sort of stuff. There was just loads going on in my little brain, a lot for me to take in. I had a run the week after my High Rocks, which I gave up on. I hadn't fueled properly. I also then went on the Sunday to meet the team to do my Sunday long run. I gave up in that after an hour because I just mentally wasn't there. Just had to cut my long run short, my Sunday long run. We're halfway through the marathon block, and that was meant to be a 2-hour run, and I did an hour. And I want to share this because it's like the highs and lows of training. So obviously last weekend, went to Katowice, went to Poland, did a High Rocks, got a PB, and I was buzzing. Then I came home, and this whole week, I've had a week now, where I've just been really lackluster. Then I've also done a half marathon since then, because we need to get that in to see what times we're sort of aiming for the Manchester Marathon, because then the week later, which was this weekend just gone, I had a 20-mile race. So I've done a half marathon last weekend, then this weekend just gone I did the 20-miler, and then obviously this weekend I'll be doing Sunday long run again. Touching on the bit of the come down, a bit of fatigue, I think my body was just so tired. Obviously I've done a lot of training in terms of High Rocks, running, and I think people underestimate how much training goes into a marathon, and also a High Rocks. So obviously I'm doing both together. It's quite intense. So I think going forward, I'm going to have to start choosing one or the other. If I want to start taking High Rocks more seriously, I need to focus more on High Rocks. And then I'll still run, do my 10Ks and 5Ks, but I don't think you can do the longer distances. Personally, it doesn't work for me. Or if I want to concentrate on running, then I concentrate on running and less High Rocks. So yeah, that's a decision I need to make going forwards. But yeah, so after the blip of the week where I was just knackered, to be honest, I didn't get much training in. Then after that, it was a week leading up to the half marathon. So the Kettering half marathon, I've been putting out on my socials that I was going to PB, was going to do this, going to do that. And yeah, ended up actually, Kettering was a very hilly course. So there was no chance I was getting a PB there. And I ended up with a 1 hour 20, which 1 hour 20:10, I think, which is 30 seconds off a PB. But I think I was in massive PB shape if I was on a flat course. So I was very gutted after, and actually I was quite low and almost thinking, what's the point? What's the point when I've done all this training and I've not even PB'd in that half marathon, and it's been a year and a bit since I did a half. So yeah, I was actually gutted just because of, you start to think, is all this training even working? Is it even working? And then fast forward to weekend just gone, we did the 20-miler in Milton Keynes. Great day out with the PGC1 team. Smashed the race, felt amazing. Ran with a couple of the lads from PGC1. We ran at marathon effort, thinking what we could run at and sustain for the marathon in April, end of April. So yeah, felt really strong in that race. Got to the 14-mile sort of mark, I felt really good, and had to rein it in a little bit because I thought, actually, if this was a marathon race, I've actually got 12 more miles. So yeah, it ended the 20-miler with a 2:06, which puts me around a 2:46, I think, for the marathon, if I can sustain that pace, which I think I can. So that's good signs, and that put me back on a high again. So this week I've been buzzing. Obviously not trained much because my legs are quite stiff, because 20 miles at marathon pace is not light work. So yeah, we're back in the game. And I just think it's important that I acknowledge what I've just been through, the highs and the lows, and that just comes with sport and training, and you're always going to question whether things are working. Am I getting better? And I think that's just part of the process, and if you can accept that, it'll be massive for your mental state in terms of training and also on race day. So I went into the race on Sunday, the 20 miler, just thinking, do you know what? Let's just get out there with a couple of the lads, run together, have a chat, see how we feel. There's no pressure on it. Doesn't matter. No one cares what time I do. Even I don't care really. Whatever you do is going to be good. And I felt so much better for it. There was no time pressure on myself. So yeah, I think that's how I've got to go into the marathon. I've got to go in with a time in mind, see how I feel on the day. If I'm feeling good, push it a little bit. If I don't feel so good, pull it back. The time will be the time. Finishing a marathon's an achievement in itself. And yeah, that's going to be my new thought process going into that Manchester Marathon. So we've got 5 weeks really now until the marathon race. And I think I've got 3 more big Sunday sessions, which I'll film obviously for YouTube. And then we start to taper. So yeah, I think it's been a big learning curve for me, this marathon block, because it's made me actually question whether I really enjoy this sort of distance of running in terms of training. So I did the half marathon 2 weeks ago, and I was almost questioning whether I really enjoyed it or not. Then I did Sunday, and I really enjoyed it. But have I enjoyed the long Sunday runs with the marathon effort? I don't know. That's something for me to think about. Do I enjoy more of the higher oxide and the shorter running, so like the 10Ks and 5Ks? That's something for me to think about going forward, because I don't think going forward I can train for a marathon and Hyroxes and excel in both. I think you can only excel in one or the other. So that's something for me to have a good think over. And actually, it's more internally, actually, what do I actually want and what am I achieving from both? Because none of this is for external gains or external benefits. I don't get paid for any of this, obviously. I don't get paid for Hyrox. I don't get paid for running. I don't get paid for YouTube. None of that. This is just all for me to document the journey. So what do I actually get out of running and what do I actually get out of the Hyrox? And that's something internally that I need to decide. So that's it going forward. And yeah, that's where we're at currently. So it's all good. I'm still doing my PT in the background. I'm actually going in a minute to do some filming for that, for one of the exams. So yeah, that's all going to be coming up. Coaching will be releasing soon. I'm looking forward to taking on clients and getting them to love running, Hyrox, everything, hybrid. So yeah, just thought I'd update the YouTube. That's where we are. Had a couple of weeks downer, which is natural, understandable. Picked myself back up. Training's good again. And everything in the world is right. Let's get this marathon done. Come on, let's go.